Welcome back, and I have a question for you. Where would you walk if you could go and leave your troubles until tomorrow? Where would you run to forget the sun and just to forget about what you had done? How far would you stray just to run away, just to forget for another day? And if you could see where you would be, would you take my hand and run away with me? Josh, anyway. So, this here is the start of Act 2. There's a fun little musical before this, and I still need to upload the entirety of that, both my version and Athena's version, which she got to use as the credits theme, basically. So, hey Athena, thank you. You have a lovely voice, and I am glad you volunteered it to my game. So, it's very blue here. Originally it wasn't supposed to look like it was under the sea, but I decided upon it because I figured it would kind of make the outer space theme sort of, you know, of it all kind of shine through a little brighter. So over there is the rogue planet, and that's the moon. As you can see, it's dealing with that theory of sorts that the moon was a rogue planet, which is, you know, fairly believable. And there's a giant crater that's about the size of the moon in Earth, you know, kind of implying that at one point the moon collided with Earth during its creation, and that's how the moon kind of got to be orbiting around the planet, and it was stripped of its features. So, through here we go. Your objective is to retrace your steps, so if we actually go over here, she was called Old Lady, but when the darkness falls upon the land and there's no hope in sight as all feels numb, you can see Aurora is gone, Gary's left, and there's a gas mask. Meaning that the vignette around the screen is a gas mask that Marcus is wearing to survive. However, you can see that the flowers and the cheeseburger are gone. Cass was the first dog who I loved very, very dearly. She was a Jack Russell Terrier, and she is the dog that got me into loving dogs. And if not for her and her lovely talents of escaping the fence, there would not be fences everywhere. I also wouldn't have had the idea to use it to barricade you into areas, but that's the thing with Cass. Fences never stopped her. She would dig under them, jump over them, wriggle her way through them. Damn, that dog loved to fucking escape, and she also loved chasing squirrels. But she was very, very nice to the chickens we had as well, so I missed her and decided to give her a tribute in the game. And if you ever wonder why there's so many fences, it's because of her. Thanks for everything, Cass. Miss you, little puppy. So, there's that Easter egg. Other than that, over there you can see more graves were added for the zombies that you fight, the torched zombies. Now, every one of the tall guys is named, in-universe, is named George. The reason why they are named George is because they want the Jaj more than anything else. Now, over here was a cut entrance to a scrapped level. The reason why I said there was nothing here, and I forgot to record this, but if you go over here in the game, you can see that there's nothing done in the demo. It's not done in the final game here either. But if you go that way, nothing happens. Now, originally there was supposed to be Lady Lucy gets you through 3 hidden levels that are roughly a remake of the original Steam game's ending, giving a backstory to Aurora and how you wake up and get to here kind of as a flashback, and then it shows development, a museum that takes place in this level, but it's sunny and really overgrown, and there's screenshots left and right and across the entire place. You'd be able to walk on water like Jesus. I'm not kidding. That was a crazy bit I had for it to, you know, make it seem even weirder, as if this game with giant ass trees, fucking Star Wars planets, and realistic guns and big ass zombies isn't weird enough. There would have been a museum where you get to walk on the water like Jesus and see how the game was developed and see a bunch of screenshots and get developer commentary, which, hey, you know, is kind of why I'm making this instead. If you go over here, hit the music, DJ. It's a death rave. So yeah, what graveyard is, you know, complete without a death rave? If they're gonna be 10-foot tall zombie monsters in your game, well, not 10 foot, about 8-foot tall zombie monsters in your video game about the end of the world and an existential nightmare, well, naturally you need to have fun by using pieces of the most retarded dance in the world that you find in the code of the actual Game Guru files itself, because this is something that was officially made by the people who make Game Guru, and it's the most hilariously bad dance I've ever seen, but that's what it is, so figured I'd give it a funny little shout out for when they actually did right in there. Make a death rave. So I did. And it's the dance is just them cycling through all the animations, and it's pretty funny. As you can see, the picnic tables are still here, the seesaw and the other roundabout. Pretty cool. Carousel, if you will. And here we go. Go in the church, which now is devoid of any life. Not even the bodies. And the trucks back there were buried too, so I must say, Marcus, you have a very, very thorough and vivid imagination. So did I, but anyway. You wouldn't have expected explanations for shit like that, much less elaborate ones. But, hey, here I am. So, you get the key that's in the church. You basically play this level in reverse. There's not really anyone to shoot. You're kind of just learning about Marcus and what happens. Kind of showing you the aftermath of what you've done. And if you decide to go over here, you look up there. Uh-oh. I don't think that was a cactus. Originally, it was just a big-ass cactus that I put in there for no reason other than it's a big-ass cactus. But, yeah, I decided on something else a little darker there. And I'm kind of happy with that by comparison. Was it a cactus or was it a destroyed airship? Uh-oh. Or maybe the airship crashed into the cactus, popped the balloon. No way to know for certain. I'd say that last one's the most likely. Actually, yeah, that's what fucking happened. So, there's a little bit of my poetry. Feel free to read it if you like. And this is one bit that even the most skeptical of people who played this game really enjoyed. Hurrah! That's fun.